it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains of North Carolina. And boy, what a day on the farm. What a day. Check this pile of awesome out right here. About 4 years ago, I answered a Craigslist ad for 3 totes full of CB and ham radio gear. And for the whopping price of $75, I came home with 60 radios. Now that was probably the best deal I'm ever going to come across in life. But today, out in the wild on a Sunday afternoon with my wife dragging me out to go checking out yard sales and stuff like that, I came across this incredible find. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 base radios that I picked up. On top of that, I've got 1 mobile radio. I've got 1 ancient looking amplifier from before the beginning of time. I got 1 beautiful Snake Charmer meter, SWR and power meter. I've got a Turner S3. Those are like the best bass mics you can get your hands on. They rival the D104 as far as bass mics go. Oh, but it's not over yet. I've got a Phase 3 regulated power supply, 7 amp. And then I've got these 3 older, Bearcat is one of them. I can't remember the other 2 names here, but those are old scanners, which might still have some use. I haven't even plugged those in yet. I've been too busy playing. Let me turn the volume. Let me turn that off. Playing with these other ones to even get into that one. And that's not all. No, that's not all. I actually got, and I just ordered some of this stuff, but I got jumpers, RG8 jumper, and an RG8U, the little mini jumpers. So my 2 nice cords there in great shape. Oh, but no, that's not all of it, because that would not be all of it today. Today was just one of those days. For this beautiful CB right here, I got the Lafayette Original Owner's Manual. And I got one for the Bearcat right here. Here's the manual for the scanner. And I got some other manuals. Here's one for the Grant. Here's one for the Cobra 135 XLR. And let me tell you guys, this is a hell of a radio. You don't hear me swear very hard, but this is a heck of a radio right here. This is like the Cobra 2000's great-grandfather. It's got the clock. It doesn't have a frequency counter, but it has a clock, a meters, lower sidebands, all 40 channels. It's a great radio, and it works. It got some other really cool stuff. So there's other manuals here, more manuals, more manuals. So there's one for a radio that it didn't even come with, but here's a Cobra 29 Classic manual that came with it. Then there's a manual for the Pace. This is also super rare. This is a Pace sideband radio. It's a 23 channel, but it does have the clock. Pace actually made some great radios, and my very first in-car radio was a Pace 122, which was a little 23 channel radio that I love dearly. So I've got some great stuff. This Royce came with a beautiful, it's a 40 channel AM only, but it works great. This one here works great. The Pace, I've got to get the power supply. The cable is missing for the power supply, but it does have a hookup for a 12 volt, so I'm going to hook that up. That's the only one I haven't tested, and I haven't played with the scanners yet, but oh boy. I'm not trying to gloat. I'm just telling you, if you want to get into the CB market and you want to do it cheaply, you got to get out there and hunt. You got to get out there and look. So let me tell you how I finally came across all this stuff. I rolled up on a yard sale with my wife, and I thought, oh gosh, here we go. Lots of clothes, lots of junky stuff, whatever. In the garage I go, and on a shelf, 3 layers of a shelf is all this equipment, and a little bit more actually, stacked. I mean, just stacked up. It was crazy. I just about fell out. I was so shocked. I never thought I'd see this many, especially base stations. You find mobiles all the time, but base stations are hard to come by, and to see so many of them all in one place. And the lady told me, she had looked online to get an idea of what these things were worth, but that her husband had passed away, and these were his hobby. And some had already gone to the trash, and that's the sad part about this, is that a lot of times people who are aging out of this and go on to the other side of the world, or the other side of everything, so to speak, their loved ones don't realize what they have, and they go ahead and toss it. But this lady was nice enough to put it out, and she had some stickers on this stuff, and I won't get into what she was asking, but she's the one that brought it up. She said, if you want to take it all, I'll make you a heck of a deal. And a heck of a deal is exactly what I got. I won't get into the exact price, but it was less than $100. So let's just leave it at that. And for less than $100, I have, I'm going to say, $400 to $500 worth of goodies here. This one obviously being the crown jewel. That is a working 135 XLR, and that's a great radio. really good features on that, and I'm going to have a hard time parting ways with it. In fact, I might bring that into my inside and have that in the house, because the clock works, everything works. It's really nice. This Royce AM, I imagine that's $50 to $75. All these had the mics too. That Turner mic, gosh, that's a great mic. It's actually the same mic as the Radio Shack mic I just got. The insides of these things are pretty much identical. The Radio Shack, you know, they just usually contract it out for that. So that's pretty much the same. And if I didn't already have this one, which I just got wired up for my new unit in, I'd be even more stoked to have that. But probably going to hang on to that too. It's just too nice of a mic to pass away, pass off. But this amp, I haven't even had a chance to play with it yet. I doubt it works, but it's kind of cool. It looks right out of the 60s almost. This meter is really high quality, and the manual came with it, so I'm probably going to keep that as well. I've never heard of the Snake Charmer brand, but it looks very high-end. It looks pretty fancy, so I'll probably keep that. Here's an old realistic 23 channel radio, TRC52. Haven't had a chance to power that one up, but again, it came with a microphone, which, I mean, that's a nice little find. One of the cool things on this Lafayette here is that it's a 23 channel radio, but let me move this over here. I'll put this off to the side just so you can see this. I've never seen anything quite like this. I've heard that they are out there, but I've never seen one. This is a channel selector, and I'll have to do some research to see what this is, but a lot of y'all have asked me to do stuff on free banding or out of band, you know, extra channels. Well, this is kind of that. I don't know, I'll have to figure out what this does exactly, but what it was made for originally was you had your 23 channel radios, and when they came out with 40 channel radios, a lot of companies came forward and sold these kits so you could get the 40 channels. Now they're not like flipping a switch like, oh, I'm at 23, and you flip a switch A to B and now you go 23 through 40. They're weird. They're, you know, some are below the 40, some are above the 40, some are in the 40. So there's a lot of weird scenarios. You've got to get this all right, and this even looks like it may have had yet another knob added to it, because it's got an A, B, C, D, E band selector, and then it also has a B and C band selector. So I suspect that this is not just adding the full 40 to this radio, but it probably is adding extra channels. Now, it's illegal to transmit on a radio that has extra channels added like that, but some of y'all have asked me to do a video talking about what free band is, and if I can get this thing working, if I can find out any information on that, I'd be happy to do so. But it is hardwired. This thing doesn't come off. It's part of this radio, which is kind of interesting. So AM only, but still should be fun to play with. I'll go ahead and turn that one off. Again, got the microphone with that. That Pace side band, that's one that I can't wait to play with too. I just got to get the either get a power cord. It's just a power cord that goes into the wall outlet, but I don't have one handy. I can't hook it up to my 12-volt power supply here and just test to make sure it works. I'll probably do that later on today, but man, I could ramble on about this forever, and obviously I'll be making videos on all these as time goes by, but I just wanted to show it. I just got home, had some dinner, decided to come out to the garage here, and oh wow, it's just so crazy, so I wanted to do that. This video is going to go up on Wednesday. For those of you watching this video, if you want to join me live to chat with me, this coming Sunday I'm going to have my tower finished and up, which will be a great momentous occasion, and to celebrate it with my new radio and my new tower and my new antenna, I'm going to go live on YouTube. I'll be live Sunday, July, what is it going to be, I think it's the 22nd. So next Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Time. I'll be on YouTube on my channel, but I'll also be on the air. We'll try some AM and sideband skip, and we'll try to get in contact that way. But if we can't do it over the CB, you're welcome to come on and hit the chat button, and we can talk. So that's it for tonight. What a score. In order to find stuff like this, you got to get out and look. You know, I mean, to buy just this radio on eBay would have set you back $100. And obviously I won't keep all these radios, and if I only sell one of them, or maybe two of them, I've paid for my new acquisition here, so it all kind of works out, and I love the way that happens. But I'll see you next time. Take care.
There's always something that needs a little fixing on Farpoint Farms. Freedom is mighty sweet.